Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of the Two Geeks podcast, where two geeks sit around talking about geeky things. I am James, and I am joined, as always, by Stephen.
Dean Smith, you have failed this city.
I was very curious where you were going there for a second, and then it clicked.
I forgot that I had this hoodie next to me.
I love it. Are you actually wearing like a hoodie, or is it literally just the hood?
It's a hood. It's the hood. I got this when I first got into the show. Can't remember where, but it actually works as a hoodie as well, and it actually helps me from the rain. It's actually wet right now because I went shopping earlier.
And plus, it's like the perfect size hood.
Oh, it's great.
I love it. And I also noticed you're wearing your Sincerely
forget
shirt.
about it. I have a lot of like jackets that don't have hoods attached, and I always forget to bring an umbrella, so it's always nice to have this hood.
That's actually really clever. I never thought about it. Just having a hood
that
you could just wear.
Take it off.
Yeah.
Because nobody really knows what it is. I remember I went to work with it once. This is back when I was in Aberdeen, and they were all calling it a bra.
Yes.
And it gets to the point where you can't really argue with them.
It's my superhero bra. And you're wearing your Sincerely shirt. Oh yes, hello. Well, we're doing a podcast. How are you doing, Stephen?
I'm not bad, man.
Good.
I'm all good.
We're going to pretend we haven't been speaking for the last hour.
Yeah. We weren't doing setup.
Yeah. But it's a nice change of pace. Usually it's a case of you rush home from work, turn the laptop on, and it's like, go! So it's
being like, I'm coming online, and it's like 15 minutes to, and I'm like, hey man, how you doing?
So yeah, nice change of pace. You're good, I'm good. It's, as you say, it's lovely weather. It's lovely weather here down in the south of England.
It's the start of Noah's Ark over here. The flood's beginning, the boats are being made, evacuations have begun.
So I'll see you soon then, yeah, working your way down, yeah? Awesome. Yeah. So fucking dumb. And you're wearing your Sincerely shirt as well, which I remember when that campaign was huge.
And see now here I don't want to fucking bury it super quick, but I have been rewatching Arrow recently, and I'm on season 3 now. Just started season 3 last night, and fuck, I forgot how much I love this show. Like, it took over my life when it came out.
Yeah, I remember stumbling upon it. Also, hello Josh, how are you doing? Just to register, that's my brother. Yeah. I remember, because I'm trying to remember, I don't recall when it first came out, knowing that it came out, and then I saw it, I think I had Now TV at the time, like Now TV Entertainment, which is essentially just Sky. But I remember seeing like a show called Arrow, and I was like, oh, what's this about? And then I read it, and I read the synopsis, and I'm like, that's Green Arrow. That's who I predominantly knew from Smallville at the time, because I wasn't huge into comic books, and I'm like, that's Green Arrow. That's a DC show. And I think there was like 4 episodes in, and then, like you, I started, and black hole.
Yeah.
Season 1 specifically was amazing.
Mine was more difficult, because my brother had already watched it, and he kept on telling me, you need to watch Arrow, and I'm like, I'm not going to watch the Green Arrow show. Like, I liked him in Smallville, but I'm not going to watch a whole show about him. That you can't convince me. And then the season had finished. I mean, not to throw my brother under the bus, but he had downloaded it and put it on a hard drive. And he gave it to me to be like, watch it. And I remember I was living with my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, right, well, she's away on holiday. Fuck it. I'll put it on. I'll put it on even just as background noise, and we'll see how it goes. And then episode 1 had me hooked, and I watched so many episodes. It was like, my girlfriend was away for a week, and within 2 days I had finished that entire season.
Nice.
And I watched it again.
It's such a good show. I watched that
season like twice.
Season 1 is specifically really good.
So happy with it. And I remember being like, I can't believe they've won me over. The bastards, they've done it again. I can't believe I'm watching Green Arrow.
There's nothing worse than when a show comes out and you're like, I'm not going to watch this, it's not going to interest me. And then you finally cave and you're like, this is the greatest show I've ever seen. Fuck you guys.
And I remember season 2 had began when I was away to uni. So I was like, I remember I got to the point where I was watching it, again, I keep throwing myself under the bus, in terms of I was watching it technically live on some dodgy website from America.
We all did.
So I was like, so like I was watching it live every time, and I was meant, it was meant to be waking up for uni the next day, but I'd be up at like 3 a.m. being like, right, it's about to begin in America, here we go. Watching it live from LA.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah,
it was more allowed back then. As Josh, I can't answer for Stephen. I can assume for Stephen, but I can answer for myself. I'm okay. I'm doing well. It's
I'm good. I'm good. I'm wet, but I'm good.
I am dry, which is a nice change because it's been pissing it down lately. But no, what was I going to say? I was going to say a thing. It was going to be very interesting, and I forgot what it was. Nope, can't remember. Just been working on that. I was going to say, I was like, I'm doing good. I'm doing good because it's the other Thursday, which means I get to be here with you. That's how.
Stop it, you.
It's my favorite Thursday.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm sorry. There's been a lot happening in like my personal life and things going on, so I've been terrible at tracking geek news. There are two things that I'm aware about. One is more of a me niche thing, and another one's kind of a big thing that I saw this morning. First one being the big one that I saw this morning is Liam Hemsworth's reveal as Geralt of Rivia.
Yeah.
Opinions.
I'm not. I mean, I was never down with the idea.
Yeah, me neither.
I will probably give it about. I mean, I never even finished the last season with Henry, so I didn't do that.
Me neither.
And I heard it was all right. I heard as an ending goes for him, it's just a normal season.
Yeah, isn't it just like the show ends?
I mean, spoilers, I guess, for like the little things I know about it is like because I was expecting a reason for him to look different because they're in a world of magic. I was like, all right, they're gonna use maybe some kind of potion to change his face a little so he doesn't look exactly or something like that. We literally saw fucking what's her name, the main witch girl. She changed how she looked basically when she got introduced.
She did, yeah, very true.
So I was like, right, we're gonna do something magical, and then it just begins. It just ends as far as I'm aware like normal. Nothing magical happens.
Oh, okay. That's
they might do it.
Weird.
They might do something in the beginning of the next season.
God, no, I'm not gonna watch it. But you know,
I'll try
like Geralt.
If I get back into it, because I do like the first two seasons very much. If I get back into it, I will maybe watch the third season, and I will maybe attempt to watch episode 1. That is how I will do it. That's
fair. If you do that, let me know how it goes. Good evening, Chris. How you doing, sir? Hope all is well. I just knocked my desk. Sorry. Other news that I found, it's more of a me niche thing, is that Travis Willingham posted on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, the other day that The Legend of Vox Machina Season 3 will be out later this year, which I'm very excited about because it's Critical Role and I love it and it's fucking amazing. So anyone else who's interested in Critical Role or the animated version of a D&D campaign on Amazon Prime, it's so fucking good. I'd recommend watching it. Even if you don't care for D&D but you like fantasy things, I'd recommend you watch it. Or if you like D&D, watch it.
I quite like the first season. I actually never finished season 2.
I'm finished season 2. Dude, so good. So good.
So many things I have to finish and do, but I'm getting caught up watching another show that I've already fucking watched before.
Oh yeah, I've fallen into that pit a few times. When you start rewatching something, you're like, why am I rewatching and prioritizing the show I've already seen over the shows that I haven't finished? But what is great is in regards to The Legends of Vox Machina and the Critical Role thing and that how this show is following their first campaign, I finally finished campaign 1 of Critical Role. So I know the rest of the story of campaign 1. I am actually I can tell you exactly where I am. I'm on episode 15 of campaign 2, which I believe is also getting an animated show. So I will be
campaign
in the know.
Campaign 2 is the one I remember most of because I remember at the start of campaign 1 they'd already kind of played the intro part.
So
they kind of
when they started streaming, they were already like 2 or 3 years into their home game.
Yeah.
So it's a case of like joining mid-campaign, whereas campaign 2 started from level
1 now.
Yeah. Whereas campaign 2 is very much straight from the get-go, and I know campaign 2 is when Critical Role started getting big, so it's like their most famous campaign. Whereas I love campaign 1 because that's where I started, and the animated show came out, and so I like Vox Machina. But the Mighty Nine is also pretty cool. I'm enjoying it so far. Speaking of animated shows, Century Quest apparently releases in July. Oh, that's Fairy Tail. For a second, I didn't know what I was on about.
Heard of it.
Yeah, the Century Quest it's the final arc of the anime Fairy Tail, which is a personal favorite of mine. I got the tattoo because I'm a nerd. But that's great. Do you know what? I haven't even watched the last season that was released of Fairy Tail because I remember I was watching it. I know you probably don't care about this or know anything about it, but I
watched like the first couple seasons. I can't remember how far I got.
I love Fairy Tail. Anytime someone tells me they like anime, I'm like, have you watched Fairy Tail? And I'm like, nope. I went, you need to watch Fairy Tail. It's really good. But I remember when I first started watching it, I think when it was coming out, and this is when it was coming out in Japanese, it hadn't even been dubbed yet. I just stumbled upon it, and then I got addicted to it, and I like blitzed it, and then there was a gap, and then I waited, and then the second bit came out, and I blitzed that as it came out, and then it kind of stopped, and I was like, right, can't do this. Found the manga, read all of it.
Yeah.
And then, like, years later, they finally finished the animation. I'm like, I know the story, so I just haven't watched it. Even though I know there's probably some, like, really great scenes in it, and it probably looks really good in color and animated, so I do need to get back to it. That being also said, I cancelled my Crunchyroll account a while ago, so I need to reactivate that so I can get back to watch my anime.
Right.
There were so many shows that I was in the middle of watching, but on the good side, this is my recommendation if you are an anime fan, is when you catch up with all your big anime that you've watched, or you're all watching, so, you know, when you finish your Fairy Tales and your Dragon Ball and all that crap. Yeah. If you are then getting into the seasonal anime, which is what a lot of, like, avid anime fans do, is that they just wait for each season to start. And it's like, oh, no, what new shows are happening? And then you watch the new show as it's coming out. There's nothing worse than having to wait every single fucking week for a 20-minute episode. It's not too bad when you wait for a 40-minute episode like Doctor Who or something like that, because, you know, you get, like, almost an hour and you're like, okay, I'm appeased. But, you know, like this with, like, X-Men, when you're waiting, like, for a 20-minute episode and you have to wait a week, you're like, not enough. So the great thing is, if you cancel your Crunchyroll and just cannot watch anything, when you eventually cave and pay for it again, you have so much anime to watch. Because I was in the middle of watching like 4 different shows, and I think I was on like episode 3, and I'm pretty sure they're all done now. So when I eventually get that back up, that's me for a week. Sorted.
I mean, the last big anime I watched was Spy Family.
I've heard so many good things.
Oh man, if you're gonna watch anything on Netflix right now, Spy Family. It's so good. Absolutely binged the shit out of that show.
Apparently it's really good. I started watching One Punch Man the other day.
Oh yeah, I heard that was coming back to Netflix. Is it on there now?
Season 1 is on there, yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching the first 2 episodes, and I thought it was like all right. I was meant to go back.
I think it was like the first 2 or 3 episodes, and it was kind of like, it's interesting, it's kind of funny, bit weird, but yeah, just kind of, it's good for like just background noise, just having it on.
Background noise is probably the best, yeah.
Oh, well. So Chris disagrees with you. Chris, the Spy Family is decent, strange, but decent.
Yeah.
Chris with a controversial anime opinion.
I wouldn't say that's a disagreement. I would agree that decent is the bare minimum I would give it.
Oh, you literally just said if you're going to watch anything on Netflix, watch Spy Family.
If you're going to watch anime on Netflix, watch Spy Family. I maintain that.
Or watch My Hero.
That. I think decent is the least amount I will give it, but it's still good review to me. Oh. That's my mum.
Oh, I love it. She's clearly just read the title and then shared her opinion. I joined the Whoniverse, the latest one I preferred to the first 2. Sorry not keeping up with the chat, just in from shop. No worries. We'll get back to that opinion.
Gun to my head, man. If you'd asked me if my mum was ever going to join us in a Doctor Who chat, you would never have got anywhere. She was the one that technically got me into Doctor Who, and I couldn't have a Doctor Who conversation with her before. Blimey.
What I do love it, I think if I could figure out the statistics of it and look into the statistics of our stream, I think the most interactive person we have on our stream is your mother.
Oh, 100%.
She's probably been in every single one.
Yeah, even though sometimes she'll join in just to say, I'm not staying, and then she'll leave again.
Hey, we still appreciate her turning up and announcing her presence. Absolutely. There are some people that literally just open it, don't say a word, have it muted, and then it does nothing for stats. But I appreciate them doing it anyway. Whereas Chris will lovely share all of his opinions with us. Apparently, the first season of Spy Family is awesome, but the second dropped slightly, but still good. I will get around to it.
Yeah, see, I was lucky with season 2 where it was all finished, so I just got to binge it, so I didn't really notice much of a drop, but I can understand if there was. If I had to wait weekly, I could probably say it wasn't as good.
There you go. That's what I mean. It's the wait. It's like, if you just wait, you just cancel your Crunchyroll and get it back later, or Netflix, wait for it to come on Netflix, just binge it all and you can enjoy it in one fell swoop. It's the correct way to watch anime. Did you have any geek news that you were aware of?
Not really. The only thing that I was going to bring up that we were going to probably discuss anyway was the fact that, Heineken must be making bank. Because they keep doing things with big movies. I don't know if you remember this from before, but do you remember when Skyfall was being made? And Heineken, practically funded some of it to do, an advert so that James Bond had to drink Heineken? You remember any of this?
I don't know, but it sounds like something a big company would do.
Heineken gave them, I can't remember how much money it was. It was some ridiculous amount. It was $42,000 or something, just to have product placement in the movie. So there's a point where James Bond, instead of drinking a martini, which I think he does do in the film as well, he also drinks Heineken.
think I remember this. Yeah.
I'm not a beer guy in the first place, but even I don't know anyone that really drinks Heineken. And then
I think my parents drink Heineken.
Yeah, well that's it. Like then the add-on of having this latest Deadpool and Wolverine trailer being all about Heineken, but it's like tins of Heineken, which I've never seen before either.
True.
Just wild.
It's just,
yeah, so like in the trailer, it's him like trying to get the claws out, and Deadpool's just like, I've taken some of your adamantium to make these tins of Heineken. And you're like, what?
As soon as I saw it, I'm like, right, this isn't a trailer. This is just a clip.
Yeah,
but then a part of me is like, right, is this something that Ryan Reynolds agreed to do, or is this something they paid for? I'm so confused. But it's funny. Any more Deadpool and Wolverine, I will gladly accept and watch and enjoy.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be ever getting another we'll probably get another big trailer before the movie comes out, but I hope we don't get much. I hope this is kind of
I don't want to know
everything is just kind of bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they revealed enough to not reveal everything, and I'm adequately excited.
Yeah.
And I can officially confirm, because I was told at work yesterday that I should be good, that I have booked off the week at the end of July, and I will be travelling up to Edinburgh to watch this movie with Stephen, and it will be great. I hope.
But then I will try and book my holidays off so that we can do stuff as well as see a film. So it's not just me finishing work and being like, we got to see a film now, and then, all right, I got to go to bed because I got work tomorrow. And...
Literally, I'll come up to Edinburgh, you're like, right, what time do you finish? This time. Okay, we're going at this time, and then you go home, you go work, I got to get a train, bye-bye. But now, hopefully we can actually hang out and do some stuff.
We should be fine.
You could show me that pub you're on about.
Oh, yeah, oh boy. yeah, we'll go to the pub. But yeah, should be class, and we should be able to see the film. We'll give our little reactions to it at the time as well.
True, I might actually start posting on my Instagram again, because I'm just dreadful at remembering to post on my Instagram. Like, dude, people don't care. I work all the time. At least you work in like a geek area, so you could potentially find reasons. Plus, you always have like interesting things to share. Whereas my life is boring. I literally wake up, I go to work, I come back, and I maybe play a game for more than 20 minutes, or I may pass out. I haven't cosplayed in a while.
This is the most I've used Instagram.
Your memes are fantastic. I actually sent one of your memes to a friend. It was the one where the doctor's reacting to the band playing, and it's like when you remember what you did.
Oh, with your friends in the band?
No, not that one. It's the one, because that's when it's the one when it's like when you remember what you did on the night out, and he's like,
oh, that's right, yeah. When you're like, yeah, it's so funny. I love that one. I was a big fan of that.
That was a good one. Right.
Should we dive into Doctor Who, because there's a lot that I want to talk about.
I can't remember if there was one more thing I wanted to say before. I think there was yeah. Depends. Do you want to talk about X-Men, or do you want to just
you know what? We should probably talk about X-Men first. We just talked about Deadpool and Wolverine. It makes sense.
Yeah. Get X-Men out of the way, and then we'll literally talk about Doctor Who for the next fucking hour and 20 minutes. Yeah. I bet you can't tell, but this is not planned.
Yeah. So, how did you find the X-Men finale?
I'm suddenly trying to remember the X-Men finale because I feel like that was a week and a half ago.
It's wild, but like it was. So the second last one was kind of. Like the second last one's the one I'm struggling to remember. That's when like the people were kind of becoming Sentinels, and the crew got their old costumes on.
Yeah,
which was for and against.
Yeah, so some of them look great.
Cyclops, I've never been a fan of like the condom
full
head.
Hood, yeah.
Nah.
Plus it looks weird, and then Jean just looks weird and out of place.
Yeah.
Everyone else looks cool.
Stuff.
Yeah.
But then this episode, the last one, where it's all about Magneto in his head.
That was really cool.
Xavier. Yeah.
Anytime I get to see Charles Xavier and Magneto interact, not in like a fight, but like socially or whatever, I love it. Just seeing them talk. Yeah, I love it. It's like some of my favorite scenes in all the live action movies are whenever the two of them are together, be it Stewart and McKellen or McAvoy and Fassbender, because everyone did it superb. Did you notice the little Easter egg when the president is looking at Magneto's file?
Mm-hmm.
So underneath his file, it says name Magnus or whatever, and then it said also known as, and there was one name, and then it said Ian, and then a long word that had been scrabbled out, and then Michael, and another word that had been scrabbled out. And I'm
that's
like,
cool. No,
that's
I
cool.
didn't see that. That's sick.
I think I saw that on Instagram, and I'm like, that's actually really cool. I would not have noticed that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like,
I loved it. Yeah, I again, the minute they started playing the themes, and all the cameos.
So many cameos.
when my boy came back, when Spider-Man's on screen anytime, I'm just like, yes, bring him back. Give me another season of that.
Oh,
If I need to get
I need to
X-Men
probably
just to get
finish
my
that series.
Spider-Man show back, I'll do it.
I was just pretty psyched when Daredevil turned up.
Oh, Daredevil was there as well. It was also class. That scene was so good. He's completely outmatched from pretty much the second it starts. I love it. He's just like taking out some guys and then immediately gets hit
Just
through a window.
bang!
Like, my Daredevil, all right.
He's so useful until he's not.
I know, it's so funny.
And then
like
Iron Man, which I
yeah,
loved the 90s
seeing Iron
Man.
Man and Captain America together was nice. Because they didn't really get to have a lot of interaction. Because the first time we ever saw them all together was in Spider-Man.
True, yeah, when he made a little team, didn't he?
Yeah, and it was all very much just kind of like
Cameo.
Spider-Man centered. They're all around helping him.
Yeah, that's fair.
So they didn't really get a chance to really interact with each other. So it was kind of nice to see like this universe that seems to have been built since then.
Yeah, and see that they actually do.
Because they seem to hint that there is an Avengers as well.
I think, yeah, if Cap and Iron Man are hanging out together, there's definitely an Avengers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think all they kept on saying was Captain America kept on saying my team, and they never.
Yeah, he never said
said
Avengers.
was,
Yeah, it's just like my team. Oh yeah, we know who's on your team, Cap.
Yeah.
This is my only gripe with the episode. It's not really a gripe. It's one of those things when it happens and you're like, why would you do that? Why is that a thing?
Yeah.
That is fucking stupid. And that is when people are like, oh my god, Magneto has a giant asteroid that is above us. What should we do? We should definitely shoot missiles at it.
Yeah.
Unless you know
more meteorites firing at us.
Yeah, we should definitely either blow it up and let all the debris fall on us and kill us, or we should damage it enough so it no longer floats and then falls on us and kill us. No, what? Yeah. Why is this an idea? What is this? Is fucking stupid. It's huge. They send like 3 tiny missiles. If you were sending a nuke up and were gonna destroy the whole thing, I get it. But they weren't. They were just sending some random normal missiles that didn't really do much except take out the fucking propellers or whatever. I'm like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
This is stupid. And the president seriously contemplated this and he was like, yes, this seems like a logical choice. And then everyone was like, oh my god, we're all gonna die. It's Magneto's fault. Like, nope, it really isn't.
Yeah.
This is your own stupidity.
Yeah, like I remember that just when you're talking about like things that like were wild. Where like I remember there was a complaint where people were like, "What is Spider-Man?" Because you know how you see Peter like in normal uniform, like with him and MJ, or like watching the TV. And I remember seeing someone on Twitter being like, "What are you doing, bro? Suit up!" And someone literally commented being like, "What do you think he's gonna do against a meteor flying at the city? Like, what do you think Spider-Man is gonna do?"
He's Spider-Man. He will catch it with his bare hands.
I know. But it was very interesting to see because like I really thought they were gonna do some kind of surprise of like reveal that like the government has like a secret mutant that can blow it up or something, that they're their nuclear weapon or something like that. But no, they just went with normal missiles. I guess that works.
So dumb. It's like, oh my god, this is the Magneto protocol. Oh, the same as every other protocol. Try and blow it up.
Blow it with a missile.
Yeah, just shoot a missile at it and hope for the best. And it was a full-on document as well. So it's like the document was titled Magneto Protocol. Yeah, so there's a lot of pages of going missile, blow that shit up. I'm assuming Wolverine's fine.
Yeah, I mean we'll find out. I guess when the next season begins.
True.
When we get around to that.
Maybe he's gone back to Bone Claws.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting to see in animation.
I'm not a huge fan of Bone Claws.
I don't like it.
Get there.
But it'd be interesting to see if that's what they do.
Yeah, if they do something with it, that'll be fine. Obviously, we've got what looks like the beginning of Apocalypse,
and then also present Apocalypse at the same time, kind of thing.
Yeah,
interesting.
Some kind of thing there.
And then we also have. I was gonna say, and also Jean and Scott are in the future. Up to 2.
Yes. Well, I was saying I'm really surprised at the fact that I genuinely did think they were going to reverse time. As soon as they introduced Cable, I was like, right, time travel's going to come in here, and we're going to save Gambit and everyone. But like, no,
Gambit's dead.
Still gone.
I
actually don't know anymore if he's ever going to come back.
Yeah, part of me feels like they'll probably find a way to bring him back somehow, but then I'm like, I don't know.
He's one of the big ones.
Yeah, he's like the fan favorite of the X-Men is Gambit. So God knows.
It's already weird to have him not there for like half the show.
True, yeah. It was pretty early on they killed him as well, wasn't it?
It was like, I think it was like episode 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's pretty like mid-season.
And there's like 10, isn't there?
That's crazy.
Something like that.
That's crazy. So I'm intrigued to see what comes in season 2. I don't know when it's going to be, but I enjoyed it. I have a new appreciation for X-Men again because I didn't really have one. I'd never watched the original cartoon. It was just the movies for me and the occasional comic book.
I mean, I haven't watched the cartoon since I was a kid, but this got me riled up for it. This is the most I've cared about X-Men in years.
Same, and it's really good. And I really hope that he has a cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah,
I really has
I'm
a
hoping...
comic accurate suit.
Yeah, like I'm really hoping that this will actually begin the discussions of, maybe trying to do a Spider-Man 97, which is already hard because they're already trying to make a Spider-Man cartoon, but it's the one with like him in high school and.
They did another one of that.
I can't remember what it was even meant to be called. Do you know about this?
Oh, is it? It was going to be like MCU Spider-Man, but
now they just changed it.
I'm going to assume that's just been gutted because I've not heard anything.
Well, apparently no, they were apparently still talking about it, so it does seem to be happening still, which is a little annoying.
There's talks about Daredevil being in that, isn't there?
Yeah,
there's artwork.
At the very least, we know Matt Murdock is.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be voiced by Charlie, so that's cool.
Yeah, and apparently that's still happening. We'll see how that goes. Don't get me wrong, I love Charlie, but if this cartoon gets cancelled, 97 gets brought up, I'll take that.
I'll have to finish that show. I grew up on that show, but it's I grew up on that show, but I grew up on a DVD of that show, so I only ever had 2 episodes of that show.
It's on Disney Plus.
I did start on it on Disney Plus. I think I'm on this symbiote story arc.
Oh, class.
It's just sometimes it is awfully 90s.
Yeah. Well, it's like we haven't had an Avengers cartoon in that for a while, so if we have to do an Avengers set in that universe.
Oh, dude, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. What a show.
Yeah.
What a cartoon. Marvel cartoons are just top tier.
Some of them are.
That's fair. Some
I wasn't a big fan
of
Avengers Assemble or Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man. They were all right, not great.
I think people loved Ultimate Spider-Man.
I mean, I do remember hearing some people liking it. I think it got worse as the show progressed, though. I think everyone started to not like it as much.
I watched it a bit, but I'm like, why am I watching like Spider-Man with a team?
That's what always gets me.
Yeah, it's like
I don't need him in a team. I don't need him in a team. I don't like this idea of he needs training. That to me goes against the idea of Spider-Man.
Like Spider-Man's always been like self-dependent and just figures it out as he goes.
He has to make these mistakes. That's how he learns.
Exactly.
Whereas, be a team thing.
Yeah, I feel like the bits I remember from the show, it's always him getting yelled at for doing something wrong, or
yes.
And it's like, I think it was just a way to have Phil Coulson in a cartoon.
Yeah. It was always this way. Cause I remember, like in the first episode, they make a big deal about Spider-Man's trashed the city, and it's like, no, you saved the city, and the other thing trashed it. Like, come on now.
That's how it goes.
Blame him for not being able to stop the giant rhino from tearing down the street.
Typical Spider-Man.
Yeah, they just just annoys me when they act like, he should be held accountable, and it's like, to who? He's a vigilante. That's the entire point.
He's trying his best to help. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
Dickheads. So cool. Yeah, X-Men covered, and this is my Spider-Man.
Yep.
Moving on to the main topic of the day, unless we have something else.
Before I forget.
Oh, you're doing a shout-out thing.
We'll do the shout-outs.
Shout-outs.
So, the main one that I will talk about just now is that our friend Julie. She's in the folk ensemble.
Nice.
I don't know did you ever get to see them?
I did see them. I saw them in Birmingham. They were actually really good. It was a really good night. If you ever get a chance, I definitely recommend you check it out. They were a fun bunch.
I really want to.
You should have been there. That was a fun evening.
I know. I wish I could, but I was all the way in Scotland.
Rude.
But they're touring right now. So if you want to check out their Instagram, I always get the name wrong. Is the problem? I have it here. It's because it's on Instagram. It's just called the Folk Ensemble.
There you go.
So just follow
nice
them
and
there.
easy.
Their full name is the Conservatoire. Is that how you say that word? Conservatoire Folk Ensemble. We'll go with that.
Sure.
But yeah, Julie's playing in that, and she is on tour right now with the band. So if you want to go give them a little follow, if you want to go see some swinging folk music, that's probably not the way to describe it.
It's really good.
It sounds really good. I've got to hear how a lot of the things go, but I've just never had a chance to go see any of them play live, and I feel bad because I'm like, this sounds like it would be my jam, and that I would get to just have a wee boogie.
I remember when I went to go see it, I didn't know what to expect, And then when they start playing, you're like, oh wow, this is actually like really, really fun. It's a different kind of take on what you'd expect. When you see them all on the stage, you're like, I have no idea what kind of music. I don't know if this is gonna be my thing. And then they start like proper jamming, and you're like, oh, this is cool. I like this.
Yeah.
So
When I hear folk music, I'm thinking very like slow melodic. But then every time I see a video of them, they are jamming.
Oh god, they're like crazy.
Yeah, I can only assume that everyone is like bouncing about because I know I would be.
I feel like you resonate a lot more with music than other people. It's like if there's music involved, you are like there, drunk, sober, whatever. You're like,
I do love music. I am a dancer. If there ever was one, it's me. I mean, a good dancer, but I dance.
And that's what makes you the best dancer is the fact that you're not like, oh yes, I am so good. It's like I dance. I don't care if it's good, bad, ugly.
Just as a little add-on. I won't go into super detail, but there was a point where I was at a club a little while ago and I was dancing. And to put it in perspective, I was dancing because my friends were busy. I was dancing alone, and because I didn't want to make eye contact with anyone, I didn't want to look like I was like on the prowl or anything. I literally just danced with my head up in the air, and I was just boogieing. It was a good time. I had a great time.
I wish I could do that. It's like if I'm dancing myself, I feel so awkward. It's like, where do I look? Do I look at the floor? Do I look at the wall?
I mean, I'll grant you, I was very drunk. I'm sure that helped a lot.
That probably does help.
But...
that is fair.
But another little update we've had from another member of our Beating the Geek crew is our friend Saskia replied after our last for doing an exam. She gave me a rundown of what the situation is. So she sent me a voice message, just one to thank us for giving her a shout out, and two to be like, well, the first half of her exams went well.
Hey, that's good.
The second half, she actually had to go to hospital. She didn't say why. I didn't ask, but she had to go to hospital, so she actually has to retake her second half of the exams in August. So good luck to you. When
I was about to say good luck to you, Saskia, but that's a while ago. But so come August, remind us again. We'll do another shout out. Glad to hear.
Do it again. But like right now, she's like, from what I saw on her Instagram, she's out jamming in some other country on a boat.
Oh yeah, she's like out in the sun.
Like she's having a great time. She's not got a care in the world right now. She can care about that stuff when she comes back.
Exactly. Enjoy the sunshine and boats and water and six packs.
Speaking of holidays,
English.
Speaking of holidays right now, Abby, our friend from Beating the Geek, and who was my partner, I fucking love her. She's gone on. She's away in Paris, and I'm talking. I just saw this.
Right.
She's in Paris. She's obviously went to the Louvre, and she's taken a picture of the Mona Lisa.
Right.
And she just like fucking tagged it with like underwhelming. I love her. She's an absolute queen.
She's a vibe. I now have to see this.
It's so fun. I miss her. She's the funniest
She was
person.
so much fun to be around.
Yeah, but like I'm sure the guys are doing all right. I know Liam has
anticlimactic.
Oh, it's anticlimactic. That's what she says. Yeah, it's so funny.
But then there's a drawing of a dude's penis, and she's like, "This is stunning." No, it's fine. It was like it's the beginning of the picture. There's actually a whole piece of artwork, and it actually is stunning. It's just the beginning of the video. It's like, here's a Muslim man with his penis out. But then it's a whole like collection of artwork. So I see where she's coming from.
I love it. I love her. She's so good.
Oh wow! Have you seen this? This was 39 minutes ago. I've experienced nothing in Paris that makes me want to come back. It's just like London with bigger and more expensive museums. Paris, an honest review. Sorry, I've never been, so.
No, I mean I've been once, and I won't lie. I remember feeling kind of the same when I saw the Mona Lisa. It was very like, this is it.
Because you expect it to be huge, don't you? And it's actually just like,
it's just a painting. You know what I mean? Like, you see it, and obviously the painting means a lot. And I don't want to come across like a snob. I'm sure there are people that care about this. There are actual artists that will study it. I am not an artist, so to me, obviously, it's just a painting. Where to other people, it is art.
The Mona Lisa.
I appreciate it more for the history than I do for the art.
That's fair.
But other people are different things. Oh, my camera's disappeared.
I fixed it.
There we go.
I pressed the button. Sorry.
And I mean, I would go again. I love the Louvre enough that I would go again. Maybe not to see the Mona Lisa, but I'd see it again.
That's fair.
But no, I don't know what the other guys are up to.
Are you going to say what the guys are doing?
I know that Liam had, and I believe I'm going to get this wrong probably, but I think Liam had moved his home, I think, a little while ago. So he was doing yoga, teaching yoga at some class somewhere.
Yeah.
Recently moved to do yoga somewhere else, I believe, and it started there.
I do remember. I remember talking to him, and I think it was in London. He was teaching, and then I remember him telling me that he was moving soon and things were happening. So fingers crossed, all went well with that. Liam, if you're around, if you see it, check in with us. We'll have to get you on, and we'll have to have a proper chin wag sometime.
Yeah,
and we'll catch up. I know Martin just doesn't stop.
Martin's so busy. I don't know how the man is awake. Like, that man should be sleeping for a week right now. Because every time I see him, he's doing something else. And I don't know when I'm seeing it anymore. Like, I don't know how much he's recorded in advance.
Oh, God, yeah, because he does that. He posts a lot in retrospect.
I'm seeing from him. It seems like he's moving from one place to another, and then, like...
I genuinely don't think he sleeps. I think he goes into, like, a vegetative state when he's driving. It's like his body just autopilots, and his mind is just... which is a very dangerous thing to do in respect. But I think he's just mastered the motorways that well that he just doesn't have to cognitively do anything. He just goes. But he seems to be very busy, and I hope all's going well. I keep seeing he's posting on his podcast, so kudos, Martin. Keep it up. I know the most recent thing I've seen of Henry's is that he spent all his money at the comic book shop the other day.
Yes, he also went to see Wicked, I believe, or at least he was excited for the Wicked movie.
Oh yes, because
I don't know much about. I've never seen the show. I don't know anything about the show, but I really should.
I know very little bits.
I will look into it more because I think I'm also kind of a person that would love musical theater. I just don't delve into it enough.
Yeah,
so I
haven't delved either.
With Wicked like everyone else does if I actually watched it.
Okay, so here's the plan. I'm coming up to Edinburgh to watch Deadpool and Wolverine. You need to come down to London. I'll meet up with you. We'll go see a stage show. We'll go see Wicked or something.
Yeah.
Or Back to the Future.
That's all. Oh, yeah, Back to the Future. I've heard the Back to the Future one's pretty
good.
Actually, speaking of London, I'm just going to throw this out here right now. So I don't think I will be going to Thought Bubble this year.
Okay.
I might be trying to go to MCM London in October. That might be my aim. So I might be around the London area around that time, in theory.
Nice.
I haven't remotely thought about the money of it yet. I have got a while to think about it.
That's fair. I'll have to look into
maybe after July I might start trying to save up for it and then get a wee Airbnb in London and maybe just go to a Comic Con because the London Comic Con MCM is coming. It's
happening.
Weekend.
Yeah, it's happening tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow.
I keep seeing everyone posting about it. And I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous.
I'm so jealous. Everybody, I'm like, oh, I wish.
I wish I can go to every convention. It's like I don't even have any cosplays ready, but I wish I could be there.
Same. I mean, because I'm in an Arrow mood again. I'm tempted to buy because I used to have an Arrow cosplay.
I have also got an Arrow cosplay. Well, I don't have it anymore.
I did want one. I had one, and then I wanted to update it, so I gave my old one away. But granted, I didn't want to wear the old one anymore. But now I kind of want another one.
I know exactly what you mean because I had the season 4 onwards suit, but it wasn't like really good quality. It was like my first proper cosplay though because I upgraded so many different bits of it. It's now not with me. I think it's in a bag in my grandma's house. But on Vinted, I have found the season 1 suit for like 50 quid, and I'm like, I'm so tempted. I don't have the bow or the arrows anymore. Oh, the arms out one.
Well, no. Like,
no, the season 3, which is the season 1, but it had the extra bits.
It just had extra stuff. That's all it is. It just had like an extra little like arm pad thing there.
Yeah, and like a little bit added to his quiver.
And it's just because I could wear this hood with it, because I could wear my own hood. Because like the other hoods are a bit either too big or too small for me, where this one's perfect. So getting to wear this with the cosplay works better for me.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, I also kind of wanted season 5's cosplay as well, which is more the leather look. But
I really want the season 8 suit, his last suit. Like I think it looks really cool. Some people really don't like it, but I think it just looks so sleek, and it was kind of back to the original roots of season 1 to 3.
Yeah,
because I like the simplicity of that suit. But
I was saying I'm rewatching it because I kind of went off the Arrowverse a long time ago, and I'm kind of at the point now where it's over. It's been over for a long time that I think I'll appreciate it more now that it's all done.
Yeah,
and I just get to watch it for what it was. I think I'll have a lot more appreciation.
Yeah,
whereas when I was watching it, some of the episodes I was like, I just can't bother with this.
Yeah, plus when you're watching it when it comes out, there's like a lot more hype around it and expectation, and you're like, right, is it going to be any good? Whereas now it's just a case of like, it is what it is. What happened? Yeah.
They're all on ITV Player, so I can just binge it there.
Are they?
The only thing that's weird about it on the ITV Player thing is they have the crossover episodes, and I mean, I guess you would, but they don't have the other shows. So like, as you go down, there's just here's Crisis of Infinite Earths Part 3, and I'm like, cool. I guess I'll skip that episode because I don't have the others. So
See, that's the annoying
I'm not
bit.
going to
It's
watch
like,
a part of a big episode and not see the rest.
yeah, it's so annoying that they don't have that separately, because it's literally you'd be watching Arrow and they'll be like, Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2, and then you'd be watching like Legends and it's like Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 4, and you're like, why is this not collectively somewhere?
I think now TV has all the other shows. It's just ITV has Arrow for some reason.
Oh, fair.
So
I know.
so I'm just gonna go through Arrow.
I know
It was my
Sky
favourite one.
has Legends,
Yeah.
and it has the last few seasons of The Flash.
Yeah.
From what I saw, but
There
I
you
didn't
go.
see Arrow on there.
Well, ITV has it.
I might. To be fair, I have seasons
I don't have
1. I have seasons 1 and 2. I think on DVD or Blu-ray.
I had them as well before I had to give them away.
I think I'm gonna give mine away. They just sit there, and it's like it's a thing where it's like I look and I'm like I have so many like Blu-rays and DVDs, but it's all Marvel, Star Wars. I'm like I have access to all of it.
Things that are now available.
I pay a monthly fee so I can have access to all of these things. Why do I have these discs? They just sit there gathering dust, and it's like, but it's not like I'm gonna have to trade them in and get much for them. So what's the fucking point?
I'm not saying I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for physical media, but it's just some stuff that you're just like, I don't need this though.
Yeah, there's no point to it. But anyway, what were we on about?
Well, shall we dig into Doctor Who?
Sure. 42 minutes in. Let's actually get onto the title.
To be fair, it probably won't be that much. I mean, I can't imagine we're gonna have that much to say.
It depends on what areas of Doctor Who we're talking about. If we're literally just discussing like NuWho, then it might be over quickly. But then it's a case of when did NuWho start? Are we talking like 60th anniversary to now? Or are we talking about season 1? Talking about Christmas
Well, I mean, I
special?
would have thought it was going to start from Ruby Road onwards because I thought that was like kind of your jumping on point. But then they referenced the Toy Maker a lot, so I'm like, well, if you didn't watch the fucking 60th anniversary specials, then you would have no idea who the Toy Maker is.
True that. Like,
So,
he even mentions being
Kinda
ripped
have to
into two.
include them. Which is what I find really funny because Russell Davis made a whole interview talking about how like, you know, we've done this whole thing to make it so you don't have to go back and watch 60 years of stuff, obviously.
The amount of
So you just kinda
references
jump
they've
in and
made.
enjoy it. But then immediately just mentioned the Toy Maker, and I'm like, well, if you didn't watch the 60th anniversaries, then you're out of luck. And obviously, if you watch the 60th anniversary, they keep referencing the woman that was before him. And if you didn't watch her, then you wouldn't understand the references to the boy that she was before that. And it's a whole thing of like, I mean, it's a good idea to me because I'm like, that's how these shows work.
Yeah.
Like, to me, a successful way of getting people in is if it makes you go, I might go back and rewatch that. I never saw that before. I might go back and look at that.
That's true.
Like, that's to me how the success of Doctor Who should go. If people are jumping in now and watching older seasons, like, that's success.
There you go.
my eyes.
It's like I've been very tempted to go back and watch Classic Who on AI Player.
Yeah. Oh, I've watched a good few.
I
there.
think I watched the first episode. Maybe
And
the
they're
first
even
two.
easier because, like, they're only 20 minutes long. And obviously, they're, like, multiple parts. But at least you're not, like, spending 45 minutes into an episode you might not like.
True, yeah, you can just kind of commit.
20
and
minutes
let
in,
it
you're
go.
like, all right, okay, well, we'll see. You can always dip out of that one if you don't like it.
Yeah, sorry. I was at work at 5:30 this morning. It's been a long day. So if I'm yawning, it's not at you, it's just because I'm still awake.
Totally fair.
I'm going to let you take the lead on this Doctor Who talk.
All
I
right.
feel like you've pre-thought this. I'm
Well,
going to be reactive.
In general. So, like, we talked about Church of Ruby Road before, didn't we? The Christmas special?
I don't know if we went into detail or not.
Probably not, but there isn't. I mean, again, there's not much detail I can really think of to add apart from just, like, it's a good episode to me. I really think it's a good introduction.
Oh, I think so.
Gatwa and Ruby in general. I think you get like the gist of their characters
True,
from that episode.
I
alone.
very much enjoyed Scooty's first appearance in that Christmas
Yeah.
special. It's like there are bits of it I still quote. Like, I don't know why, but I really enjoyed when he's like, "Excuse me, I am learning the vocabulary of rope." And
Yeah,
it just
it's
stuck
so
to my.
good.
Please apologize. I apologize for that awful accent or whatever I just did. It just came out unconditionally. But it's just
English accent.
yeah. But I don't know what kind of accent it is. I know he's Scottish, but he doesn't sound it.
He's such a mix of
Everything.
I love him.
And I love that he can do that as the Doctor as well. It's like he doesn't have
Yeah.
to put on a voice. It just talks as him, and it's great.
Yeah,
But
but have fun with it.
That line particularly just sticks with me, and it's really funny. I don't know why. I also really enjoyed the scene where he got hit by when the snowman fell on him, and he was talking to the police officer. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That was a really good scene.
I love it when he's running across the roof in that episode, and it's literally
Like,
just,
what are you
what
doing?
are you doing?
Like, who's...
You see a rope? Why would you just hop on?
Yeah, who sees a ladder in the sky and goes, oh yeah, I'll give that a go, babes.
I'll give that a go, babes. I love it. He's so good.
It is very good. I do love the energy. I love the... Because it's like... I don't want to say hyperactive energy, but I like the energy he's bringing. It kind of reminds me of Matt Smith's like hyperactive bunny energy, but completely different. Like Matt Smith was kind of like hyper, but like trying to hide the grittiness behind it. Whereas he is literally just there and he's having a good time and having a laugh. And I'm all for it. I'm all for the Doctor being a bit more lighthearted for a change. He's done his grieving and everything, and let him just have fun.
Yeah, he just gets to have fun with it. And like, I'm quite liking this element that seems to be going for the season of like a lot more fantasy. Like we've introduced goblins, we've got like magical gods. Like there isn't necessarily a science behind it. Like there's a science behind everything, and they tell you that in the Church of Ruby Road, like the science of the ropes.
Yeah,
it's the science of like coincidence.
It's like it goes to a a Reed Richards quote, which is magic is just science we don't understand yet.
Yeah,
or something
exactly.
Like that. Yeah, or one man's magic is another man's science.
Because I mean, a show that's 60 years in, it's hard to like. What can you really do that's different apart from add new stuff?
Yeah.
And it can't just be new monsters all the time. Sometimes it will have to be, like this, like a lot more fantasy elements. I think it adds a bit of fresh air into it. Yeah. If you told me back in 2006 we were going to add magic, I would have been like, I don't know. But actually,
is there magic in it? Have they said Have they said the word magic?
No. But like it's just an element of it. That, like the fantasy element is there, and they talked about the science of magic actually before in a David Tennant episode with the Shakespeare creatures.
Oh, they did, yeah.
A form of magic, technically.
True, yes, power words.
Explain it with science, and that's all Doctor Who is. Like that's the bare minimum you have to do to me in Doctor Who. Is you just give me a explanation of gibberish, just science gibberish that you've just made up, and I'll be like, yep, that makes sense to me.
Makes sense.
Seems like he knows what he's talking about.
Science!
Yeah. But when the actual season came on iPlayer, have you been watching it at midnight, or have you been...
I've been watching it Saturday mornings or whenever I get home. Because I tend to work on the weekends. So if I work Friday night, I'll watch it Saturday before I go to work. If I'm at work all day Saturday, I watch in the evening, or it might be a case if I watch it Sunday. Terribly sorry, I'm not being rude. My windows are open and it's getting cold, so I'm just going to close them.
No problem.
If you see my pajamas, don't judge me. I'll leave one open, that's fine. So I've not been watching them at midnight, but I've been managing to stay clear of spoilers for when I do watch them. Are you staying up till midnight?
So me and my friend, we on the first day, because they released the first 2 episodes at midnight, I went round to his house and we stayed up at midnight, and I felt bad because he had his girlfriend over and she'd kind of fallen asleep on his lap during the first episode. But me and him were so excited. We were like, as soon as it started at midnight, we were so excited.
Nice.
And I'll say this, like, I thought the first episode was fine, like Space Babies.
I have personal gripes, but it's fine.
I think it's like a standard fine first episode. It's not, the way me and Mike described it is, it's not one that you would ever like watch by itself. You'd never like wake up and go,
I want to watch Space Babies.
Yeah. But if you were ever going to rewatch it, it's not one I would skip.
Yeah,
it's not like I would go, I'm not in the mood for Space Babies, move on. I would keep it on because I think it's still a good, decent episode to have.
That's fair. I hate babies. I don't like kids for one, and I don't like movies or shows where babies are a focal point of it, and I particularly don't like it when they have babies that speak, because it's just fucking weird. And so I every scene where it was just the Doctor and Ruby doing stuff, loved it. When they were exploring, when they were down in like the guts of the ship and they were chasing the boogie monster and all that stuff, loved it. When they're interacting, the whole universe is knackered, babes. That whole thing, great. As soon as there's babies on screens, I'm like, please, no, none of this. It's cringe. It's painful. I hate it. Maybe I'm just a terrible person, but I just don't like it. I did not enjoy Space. I much preferred episode 2, which I can't remember the name of. Oh, the Devil's Cord. Devil's Cord. Much preferred that, obviously, episode 1. But episode 1 was a fine episode as an episode of Doctor Who. It's fine. It's just me personally, I don't like babies, and I just didn't like.
That's fair. I mean, I don't think anyone really reviewed Space Babies like that high. Like, I think as I say, I just think it's a standard episode that I was like, that's good. Good start. Fair. I'm lucky we even got 2 episodes. But with Devil's Cord, I thought it was outstanding.
I really enjoyed it.
Loved it. Jinx, the person that plays the villain
Yes,
in that one, fantastic.
Maestro. I thought it was very good.
Straight away stole the show for me, and I was like, bring them back.
They're definitely going to be back.
I want an episode where Maestro and Missy meet, because that just seems like a vibe right there.
That would be fun. I did enjoy Maestro. It creeped me out. It's good when a villain creeps you out straight off the bat. I don't know how I feel about the Doctor having a different outfit every episode.
Oh, I'm all for it.
I'm
all for it.
A part of me loves it because I'm like, yeah, I like seeing the difference, but I'm like, but then like foundation of my being is the Doctor always has their outfit. And I know that he was advertised as his outfit is, the multicolored t-shirt and the big long brown coat, but I've not seen him wearing it since the first episode. So it's like, is it his default outfit or will it literally change every episode?
I think that was just the picture they took him with, like, as standard, because I think he only wears it once in the first episode.
Oh, no, I don't mean like the orange, and I meant the outfit he's wearing in the Christmas episode, the brown leather coat, because that's meant to be his default Doctor outfit, but he's only wearing that one episode. So I don't know, but it's interesting to see. I do like it because it shows that he is a person and he likes to wear things differently. Hey, look, it's your friend, claustrophobic.
I'm glad you said it. Hi, Katie.
But no, it's cool. It's like it always confuses me when people just have. It's like when female characters have new hair styles, that makes sense. It's very easily done. When a male character suddenly has a full head of hair, you're like, where did the hair come from?
Well, he does say in the episode he's got wigs galore. As he's going into the wardrobe with her, he's actually yelling. I've got costumes and wigs.
I did not hear the wigs bit. I thought he just said I have something and I didn't know what it was. So there you go.
It's actually one of the ones I was going to make a meme for because I love the way he turns around when she's like, "Do we not need costumes?" It's him going, "Good thinking," and then they go running off together and get changed. It's such a vibe. I love them together. I think they've done very well.
Oh, they interact so well
into like making them seem like best friends already. I feel like that's sometimes hard to do, especially when you're 2 episodes in.
Very true. You still have those very early days of getting to figure each other out, whereas these two are like get on like a house on fire.
It's actually one of the reasons I'm excited for the next episode that's coming up soon, because everyone's been talking online about how, technically speaking, that was the first episode they had shot.
Oh, really?
So I'm curious to see how the dynamic in terms of acting looks.
What I do like from the preview is that the Doctor isn't in any of the scenes besides the first one, where it's like when they come out of the TARDIS. And it looks like it's a very Ruby,
very Ruby-centric episode.
So that could be interesting. But back to episode 2, because we're reviewing the episodes, we're talking about the episodes. Basically, episode 1's alright. Episode 2, great villain. Interesting use of the Beatles. I would have liked a Beatles song to have appeared at some point, but granted, I can't imagine that's cheap.
I heard a lot of people saying that. I'm actually okay with them not using it because of the excuse they had for like being like, there was no music. The Beatles didn't.
Oh yeah, it's a very creative way of doing it, but it's like a bit going. I thought maybe at the end. What did you think of the musical number?
So I really thought the song was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, it's been stuck in my head a few times.
Oh yeah, it's more the fact that it was all kind of fourth wall breaking that's fucked me up.
It's a bit like different.
There's a lot. So my friend has a theory, and I'm taking this out there for everyone. He has a theory that every like second episode is going to be potentially a child of the Toymaker.
Okay.
So we've had the Maestro, and then we've had the 3rd episode, and now we're about to go in the 4th, and we'll find out if the 4th is another child of the Toymaker. If so, my friend is probably right. Because it seems to be going very much like, standard episode of Doctor Who, big kind of lore episode, standard
back to the episode of Doctor
Who, lore episode.
Maybe, yeah. So the real question is, who's next? Is it going to be the one who waits, or what was the other one?
Yeah.
There was 2.
We don't even know
no. There was 2 that was mentioned in The Devil's Cord. Right. There's the one who waits, and there's also the one from before or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember now. I thought it was only one.
Yeah, because there's the one that, he was there, even though he couldn't have been there, when fucking Ruby's having her own musical moment. And then when Marsha's getting sucked into the piano, she then warns of the one who waits. So there was 2 that were mentioned. So I'm interested to see which one's next. This is really cool, by the way, what Katie was saying. Have you read that? Mm-hmm. That is really cool.
I did, yeah. Her friend went to school with Ncuti, and apparently he was lovely even then, which is a funny story because I also have a friend who I worked with, works in a different place. but his sister went to school with Ncuti Gatwa.
Sounds like he's a cool person. Respect.
But I want to make sure we are saying his name right.
Scooty, something like that.
So he just did a video recently.
I've seen this video.
He got it wrong, so it's Ncuti. So the N is. I thought the N wasn't pronounced.
Oh, okay.
The N is pronounced, so it's Ncuti Gatwa.
Ncuti. Awesome. I do like that video though, because at the end it's like when my mom.
What a great name.
Ncuti.
I love it.
It's very unique. And respect to it. Have you seen? Okay, no, we'll talk about episode 3, and then I'll go into the whole theory thing.
Right.
Should we be official? Should we give these episodes ratings?
Okay.
Okay, so starting with the house on Ruby Road or whatever it is.
Okay, so we're going for the church on Ruby Road first.
Church on Ruby Road, that's the one. Yeah, Christmas special. Out of 10.
Okay, I'm gonna go 7 out of 10.
I was gonna go 7 too. I feel like it's a strong episode. It's not amazing, but it's good.
Episode, good foundation.
I'd watch it again.
Nothing to like run home about, but still good enough.
That's fair. Space Babies.
Yeah. So Space Babies, I'm probably gonna go either a 5 or a 6.
I'm going 4.
Okay.
It's just.
That's fair. You don't like babies. That's fair.
I don't like babies. Well, as the doctor's bits are great though. That's fair. Devil's Cord.
Devil's Cord for me. Oof, that's probably an. I'm hesitant. There's always this thing in my head that says I'm not allowed to give things a 10. So in theory, I'm not allowed to give them much higher. But I need to get rid of that. I'm gonna go with a 9.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that episode.
I'd give it an 8. I feel like it was really good. Could have been some better moments. I had a moment where the only person I could message was my grandma, because it's like she's one of the few people I know who watches Doctor Who, and I know she was the only person I know who watches Doctor Who that wouldn't know it. Because I texted my grandma the other day saying, "Did you also see Shirley Ballas in Doctor Who?"
Yeah.
Because I spotted her straight away. I'm like, that's Shirley from Strictly. She's in Doctor Who. Yeah. That's cool. Who else would have noticed this? I was like, I'm gonna ask my grandma. And then my grandma, you know, this is my grandma's opinion of Doctor Who, because we're collecting opinions. Where was it? Did you see Shirley Ballas in the second episode of Doctor Who? And she went, yeah, I liked the first episode, not sure about the second one. And I was like,
interesting.
I went other way around for me. Thought Space Babies was just a bit odd. Very much enjoyed Devil's Cord.
Yeah.
So yeah, 8 out of 10 for me.
They did some good use of music in general in there. Like I think Murray Gold did some great work with like the piano number that Ruby has to play, the kind of sad song.
That was actually really good. I did enjoy that moment.
Yeah.
I did enjoy a lot of the Doctor in that episode. Like he was reminiscing about where he lived when he was William Hartnell in 1962 or 3.
We'll come back to it later. I got excited.
And the whole scene where she's singing and he's just stood there watching over London, it's just cool.
Yeah.
I still hate his sonic screwdriver, but I find it cool the things it can do.
I mean, I already kind of liked it, but I'm loving it more and more.
I hate it.
I think I'm definitely. I've got my friend Mike. He didn't like it either, but he's warming up to it the more he sees.
I like how he uses
the way
it.
that it turns sound out. I like the way
that was cool. It's like the things it can do are really cool. I just don't like how it looks.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so those rang. Boom. What do you think?
I fucking loved Boom. I rewatched it literally this morning.
I need to rewatch it.
I mean, because I gave the last one a 9 out of 10, I'd probably have to give this one a 9 out of 10 because I love this one as well.
Fair. Here's my problem. It's not with the episode.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember what I was doing. Oh yeah, I was hungover. I just got home and I put it on and I kind of passed out. I think I was just super tired. So I didn't pass out, but I remember nodding off. So part of me is like, oh, that episode wasn't that good because I was nodding off. But I've actually thought about it and I've seen other people talk about it. I'm like, to be fair, it was actually a really good episode. If there's an episode where it's 40 minutes of one person not moving, but still being a phenomenal actor and everything being said and delivered is just, oh my God, this is great, then yes, really good episode. Really enjoyed it. I hate kids. I just hate kids. That girl pissed me off so much. It's like, why are you being such a massive idiot? Everything you say and do is just irritating me. Go away. And then people are dumb. People are dumb. It's like people just arrive and do dumb stuff. And you're like, why are people so dumb? But then even the doctor's telling them they're dumb at the end of it. He's like, you're literally fighting yourselves, you bloody morons. Yeah. And it's like, okay, cool. And it's not just me.
Did you kind of figure that out when you were watching it? Did you?
I figured it out by the time he was asking if Ruby had figured it out and if everyone else
Yeah,
had figured it out.
I had a theory early on just because I'm like, you've not shown us an alien yet,
Yeah, it's like, oh,
and
they're in
if
the
we're
fog.
getting to like 10 minutes to the end and we're not seeing one, they don't exist.
But it's just a very, very Doctor episode, as in like the Doctor was being the Doctor. It wasn't being like Snooty's whatever Doctor. It was okay. This is the Doctor. You can tell he's very much aware of his grandiose in the universe, and
that's why I quite liked to have Stephen Moffat back. Like Stephen Moffat episode in the Russell T Davies series, like we haven't had it in so long. And he usually does sort of more horror episodes, apart from the Girl in the Forest. Even that had horror elements. But this just felt like a nice Stephen Moffat episode.
you've gone awfully tinny.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's my end, your end, or if it's going to come through. You've now frozen on me, so I'm patiently waiting for you to come back. But as you were saying, Stephen Moffat, I feel like Stephen Moffat excels in the single episodes over being in charge of. I actually said he's also really good at overarching storylines. But I agree, very good. Girl in the Fireplace is one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
And I do see the scary elements. That medical thing, whatever it was, the ambulance, creeped me out a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
But it's very good. I feel like Stephen Moffat can do some really good Doctor dialogue.
Yes, like that's what I loved about it is like when you have Ncuti doing those lines. What I think's interesting is that you could have kind of put any Doctor in there and it would have fit.
Yeah,
like
that's what I mean by it was a very Doctor episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of lines that I was like, oh, I can imagine Capaldi delivering that line as well. But Ncuti did so well in general. And again, showing the emotional range that the boy has. Barely, not even, we're 3 episodes in, and already we've got the guy crying.
To be fair, I think he's cried a lot.
Like silent crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the way they can go from like having a joke and like in a serious situation, it's like, oh yeah, just having a laugh, and then to serious, and it's like, I respect, I like it. I like the Doctor who can be serious when he needs to be, but overall is trying to have a laugh.
Someone did a great tweet that I agree with, where they were talking about like you can tell how good an actor is when they have to deliver the same line 3 times, but manage to convey it differently. So when he's saying like, "Do you get it?" and then like saying again like, "Do you get it?" and he looks at the soldier and he's like, "Do you get it?" And it's such a good delivered line that you're just like, "Oh, that's good."
I need to rewatch this episode.
It's such a simple thing, but it's such a well delivered line that like you know who he's talking to, you know the tone has changed.
It was very good. I definitely need to rewatch it just to appreciate it better because I was passing out, and so I don't think I appreciate it as much as I should have. But I do recognise it was a good episode. I'd probably give it a 9 from what I remember and what I've read since.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching it this morning mostly to get more memes out of it because I'm trying to every episode get some memes enough to get me through the week. So I'm trying to post them daily.
Fair. Have you posted any memes from Boom yet?
No, I try and wait till the Saturday.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because you give it the week.
When a new episode comes out, that's when I'll start doing the previous one. That's how I'm doing it right now. So those are the first 2 episodes I've been memeing. And then, technically starting tomorrow at midnight, I can start posting whatever.
Nice.
That's how I'm going with it so far, just so no one gets any spoilers. Granted, all my things are out of context anyway. It doesn't really tell you anything about the episodes, but I don't want to risk.
True, yeah, you are very good at like not actually spoiling plot points. It's just funny little one-liners that are so appropriate.
It's funny the way that my brain works with these memes, because the amount of times I'll just take a clip out of context and not know what I'll do with it, but just go, I can find a way to use this.
Something will work with this. That's great. That is a level of creativity that I admire. That is quite impressive. To be able to see something and just fundamentally register there is something there that you'll be able to use.
Yeah. Like when I saw him getting patted on the back, that I instantly knew I was like, I'm gonna be able to use that for something. I haven't thought of what yet, but I'll be able to think of something. And I said this on the meme I posted today. A lot of the memes with Ruby and Ncuti so far have been, I called her Ruby, but I meant Millie. A lot of their memes together have been very like going out drinking related.
True.
That's just the vibe they give off.
Oh, they would have like the best Saturday night in the town.
And like every time I see them together, it just brings me, because me and Katie, we went out a lot of times. You know that one where I posted a meme recently? I'll post it at the bottom here if I get a chance to
do it.
Video in, but it's just them doing a little dance. And it just made me think like, oh, the happy times that me and Katie would do. We were in uni and we would just go out drinking all the time, and it would always be she'd sometimes have to convince me to be like, we need to go out tonight, and I'm like, nah, not tonight. And it wouldn't take much for her to convince me like, all right, we're going out, we're gonna go drinking. It was always funny.
I particularly enjoyed the after a long day of work, pretending that you're busy. You kind of just like leave.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think everyone can relate to that one.
That was a good one. Oh.
But yeah, so I will be posting more memes from Boog.
Good.
Probably
I always look forward to it. Do you know, I never told you, but someone sent me one of your memes.
That happens a lot, apparently. I've got a lot of friends who are like, I got sent one of your memes, and I'm like, that's funny.
Yeah, it's great. Just like, clearly you don't know. I literally do a podcast with this man.
I was on TV with this guy.
Yeah, it's like, I was going to say, we lived together. We didn't live together, but we hung out together.
Yeah.
But it's like, because I don't know. Instagram's an interesting place. And you can suddenly have like kind of a connection with someone, or something clicks, and then somehow some people get the impression you're like best friends all of a sudden, or like this is now a thing that's happening, and you're like, okay, whatever. Because there's a person who just periodically sends me Doctor Who memes or pages or appreciation videos and whatnot. I'm like, cool. I used to reply every single time. I used to like liking and go, oh my god, that's great. And now I'm like, okay, I don't know what we're doing now, so I just like them. And one of them was one of your Doctor Who memes, and I'm like, I'm not going to talk about how I know you, but I was like, very good. It is very good. I like this. I'll get it up. I can't. For some reason, I feel like it had to do with the master.
I'm always curious as to
which ones are getting shared.
Because the ones that get popular always surprise me. And the ones that I keep thinking will do well don't end up doing that well. It's always fascinating.
That is interesting.
I never do any kind of algorithm, and the most I'll just post them about 1 p.m. just because that's usually when I'm on my lunch break.
Oh yeah, it was the I knew it was the master. It's to the people trying to trick me by telling me people are returning to Doctor Who on April Fool's Day, and it's like that wasn't funny.
That wasn't funny.
Yeah. Oh, it's someone I met at Comic-Con. Because they sent me pictures of me.
Oh, there you
go. And I was like, oh god, they're awesome, thank you. And then they asked if I was coming to another Comic Con. I was like, no, even though Billy Piper's there. And then since then, it's just been like tons of Doctor Who memes and like, oh, happy birthday, Peter Capaldi. I'm like, yay, great. But I've sent your memes to people because they're just so appropriate for so many situations.
I appreciate it.
There you go, spreading content for you.
I'll never get over the fact that like this is what I've become popular for on Instagram. Not for being on a TV show.
Oh no, it literally means nothing.
Starring in a TV show that was on like
actual telly,
and on reality TV like the channel.
The channel, TV. Really, yeah.
Yeah,
it was like legitimate television. Nah, no one cares.
Yeah,
Doctor Who memes.
On one of my memories when I was looking up about Beating the Geek, one of the memories is of like Matt and Molly. Doing like a TV like not BBC thing, but it was like they're on Lorraine or something.
Yeah.
And they were just doing an interview, getting ready for the TV show, and you see a picture of all of us. And I'm like, I can't believe we're on Lorraine.
Yeah, our face has been on Lorraine. Yeah. I mean, my face looked like crap in that picture, but it was there.
Yeah, it's the fact that it's there. No followers from that. No one cares about that. Which is fine. It's not like I went into it to be famous, but it's the fact that like. I can't believe making a Doctor Who meme about David Tennant pushing some buttons was what got me popular.
That was great. You literally exploded after that, and it was really good. It's because you have that ability to see things, and you're like, right, I can relate this to something, and you just do, and it just clicks for everyone.
I mean, it was just a joke. I've only kept this up because I'm like, I'll stop this when the likes stop coming, but
there you go.
People still seem to like it.
It's a basic drive to have, but hey, if it works, if people are enjoying it and you enjoy doing it, then go for it.
Oh, what's she said?
She said, I just never know which directed our flashbacks.
Oh, you never know, right? Neither do I, Katie. That's the thing. I when I posted, like, obviously I posted one about when your friends are in a band, and I felt bad because I'm friends with guys in a band, and I don't want them to think this is against them.
Yeah.
It's more to do with like high school. Because I had friends in high school that were all like, "Oh, we're in a band. Come see us," and you'd listen to them. And again, it would be like in Shitty where you're like, huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. This is music.
Yeah. Whereas my friends who are in Atomic Mother, like, they fucking rock.
Nice.
So, they actually play some good tunes. No offense to any people I went to high school with that might be watching this right now.
But hey, if you're still in a band, you might be doing a lot better. It's just, relative to
That's
where
true.
you are in your journey.
First of all, I don't think we are, and second of all, I don't remember what any of their band names were from back then. Anyway,
probably didn't leave an impact then.
Yeah.
Sorry, no sorry. But no, I always look forward to the future of your memes. I should start sharing your memes because they're just really good. I'm going to start putting them on my story when I see them. Because it tickles me.
So are you going with a 9 for Boom then?
Yes, I'm going to go over 9. It was a really good episode, really good character episode, really good dialogue episode. I liked how it was a bit more grounded. I say a bit more. It was very grounded. It was in one crater, the whole thing.
Yeah. Did you see what they did with the crater?
No.
Like, have you watched any of the behind the scenes stuff?
I have not.
They built that crater.
Oh, okay.
That's not like filmed on location. They built it.
That is.
So everyone's always
awesome.
like, "Oh, what are they going to do with that Disney money?" Is anything in the show going to
They're
change?
gonna
I'm like, yeah,
build a
we're
pit.
building craters now. We're building an entire quarry for a scene.
Well, to be fair, it was the whole episode.
I know, and it was done so well. And like, when I was watching behind the scenes stuff, it was like Stephen Moffat was talking about how good it is now that they can just do that.
Yeah.
And no one has to worry about because obviously you want to, as he's described it, you want like a controlled weather situation.
Yeah, you don't want to go and risk it being raining.
Rain for like 4 days, that's going to ruin your scene.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's nice to be able to like just build
Control the environment.
an entire quarry in a studio and manage to make it work.
Bosh.
So I really thought it was, and like even the stuff in the background, like that's a painting.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like I mean, some of it's obviously CGI. It's probably painting and CGI'd over it.
Of course.
But the fact that like that is a real painting, is you can see it behind the scenes, you can see it covering almost like a dome of the quarry, and I'm just like, man, I can't believe how much effort they put into this. This is sick.
Now I definitely need to rewatch it because I probably noticed these things, and I'll be like,
One thing I remember, I generally went into it being like, well, this is all CGI.
That's what I assumed.
Like most
that's where the Disney money is. It's in CGI.
That's where, apparently they're building sets and doing everything practical. I was fascinated.
That is pretty awesome. Right, I'm going to go into my bit now that I was going to tell you about.
Right.
Which is the theory that I've seen, which also relates to there's always a twist at the end. And that's the woman, the actress, what's her name? Susan Twist?
Yes.
Who is in every episode so far?
Yep.
She's definitely going to be a big bad.
The one who waits or something?
Yeah. But I think, isn't she the one who seems to be the big bad in the next episode?
We don't know.
Oh,
we assume.
Oh, yeah, I'm assuming, because she's like, there's this woman that keeps following her everywhere.
You see this old woman from a distance, and we have to assume it's her.
Yeah.
But we never know.
Interesting.
Because we still got, how many episodes? 4 episodes after this? So we got episode 4, and I think there's 8 episodes overall.
I'll IMDb it.
Yeah, I think it's 8 episodes overall, not including the Christmas special.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong about that.
Oh, wow. It's
they've
now
just announced
considered
they're doing the last 2 episodes in the cinema. Not my cinema.
Oh,
apparently.
yeah, I heard that the finale is going to be in the cinema.
Yeah, not my cinema, apparently.
9 episodes. Oh, wow, they've all been named.
Looking at you, View Edinburgh.
They've all been named. The names of every episode's already out.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah,
So next
they
is
revealed them not long ago.
73 Yards, then Dot and Bubble, then Rogue, then The Legend of Ruby Sunday.
Yeah.
And then Empire of Death.
And then the last one, yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
Interesting.
I mean, I if I could go to the cinema to see them, I absolutely would, because it's on at like they described it as like 11 o'clock. So I think what will happen is it's on the week of the last episode. So you watch the second last episode that you've probably already seen at 11,
right?
And then at 12 o'clock is when they'll play the new episode.
Oh, okay.
The last episode. So there's obviously something big enough is going on there that they think a cinema release is going to be good.
Okay. Sorry. This is me looking up Doctor Who cinema before I forget, just to see if it'll be anywhere near me. Oh, so the Legend of Ruby Sunday and Empire of the Death is being shown in the cinema. Let's see if it's playing at the cinema near my work. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you. I feel like I'm ignoring you. That one.
I mean, I had a look at my cinema and they weren't playing anything. They might change that closer to the time because it's not till the end of July or something.
Oh, I probably can't even look that far.
But I was looking at the View website and they didn't have any playing in Edinburgh, so that's a wee shame.
Ooh, they have it at mine.
Oh, there you go.
On Friday the
Lucky
21st of
yourself.
June, apparently.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's June, not July. Okay, cool.
I might go see Doctor Who in the cinema. Isn't that a fun idea?
Class.
Sorry, I feel like I'm gloating now because you're like, it's not my cinema.
No, it's all right. I mean, that's the thing is, my cinema might change, and there's like 4 cinemas in Edinburgh. One of them might play. Actually, there's way more than that. I think there's like 6 cinemas in
Jesus.
Edinburgh.
I'm still
One of them
learning
might
where my cinemas are.
play it. Yeah. Well, some of them are like smaller cinemas. Like some of them play like older movies. Some of them play like old and new. Then you've got like the View and Cineworld.
Oh, okay. I was just looking at
there's
Odeon.
A mix of things. Yeah. Oh, and there's an Odeon as well. Shit.
There you go. Try that one because it's my Odeon showing it. So you never know.
I'll give them a bash.
Nice.
But theory-wise, is there anything else you've seen?
There's the Susan Twist one.
Yeah.
I've read something about.
Is the twist that you were saying just that she's going to be in the next episode?
No, she's definitely going to be a big bad for sure. She's going to be one of the children of the toy maker.
Yeah, she definitely seems like the.
But then I also.
Kind of like,
Sorry, what were you saying?
I'm just saying, instead of like the whole Torchwood, you know, every episode they would talk about Torchwood or Harold Saxon, like she seems to be the
recurring
running
hint. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. But from the looks of it, it might not be at the end, though. It might be next episode. Who knows?
Maybe.
I am very intrigued in the whole Ruby Sunday thing and the whole snowing thing and who's her parents and all that stuff. I feel like I'm doing Star Wars again. Who's Rey's parents?
I know. Well, that's the thing. I'm very excited. 'Cause I have theories of my own, and I've seen ones that are also a thing.
I've seen
one of the big ones that I've seen.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen it yet. Is related to a Sarah Jane Smith villain.
Oh, the one that was there for a wedding.
The Trickster.
The Trickster, yeah.
Is that the name? I think.
That's yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So because I've always said the Trickster had like a great design.
Yeah, just the face thing with teeth.
Yeah, it's a shame if that character leaves because.
Isn't he considered part of the Pantheon as well, though?
Well, that's what everyone else will think. It's part of the Pantheon, so it's like it'd be nice if the Trickster was coming back, and the twist is the Trickster's involved.
Pretty cool.
It's a way of bringing back a villain that like some people will know, but not everyone would know.
True.
So if we didn't watch Sarah Jane Smith Adventures, like Trickster never showed up in Doctor Who before, so
True.
it's not like.
But I didn't watch all of Sarah Jane.
That you're getting introduced, but not getting anything taken away from you.
See, I was one of those fans that didn't watch all of Sarah Jane Adventures, but made sure I watched the episodes that the Doctor was in.
Yeah.
So I know who the Trickster is.
Yeah.
But I also saw a theory that the whole mentioning him being in 1962 or 3, whichever one it is, living with his granddaughter Susan.
Yes.
And there's hints. The fact that they're mentioning Susan and the fact that he doesn't know where she is. What if she's the big bad? And she's somehow
I'm
back.
looking forward to it because this is the most he's ever mentioned Susan.
Since she was around.
I've always been confused by this because the actress who played Susan is still very much alive, and she usually comes on The Big Finish.
Oh, really?
Audio drama.
Oh, nice.
So I've always been like, why have they never brought Susan back? Like she's still alive. Now, granted,
she's probably regenerated.
Susan as a character. Do you know what happened to her? Like,
no.
Do you know anything about her lore?
I don't. I should.
So back in the old classic episodes, because she was obviously one of the first companions.
She was the first.
When she left, she was left in like Earth in the year 2042 or something like that.
Okay.
And she stayed behind to get married to a man that she loved.
Okay.
And after that, she only ever appeared in kind of like cameos, like the 5 Doctors special. But they did some audio dramas with her and stuff, and we don't know what happened to her since then. All we knew is that she had a happy life. Technically, I don't know if it's canon or not. She did have a grandchild. Okay. She had a child, I should say. So it's the Doctor's great grandchild.
Okay.
And it was the 8th Doctor that met them. Obviously, we don't know if any of that's canon anymore because nothing's been talked about. But this again, just them talking about Susan makes me think that there's a chance she could come back.
True.
And it'd be nice. It'd be a nice little surprise.
It would be a cool nod to proper throwback instead of having David Bradley appear as the first Doctor again, which we've done a few times now. Yeah. It'd be nice to have a different kind of callback.
I would hate it if she comes back and she's the villain. That would annoy me. But I get it.
Depends how they do, I suppose.
But yeah, it depends how you go about it. I'd hope that she isn't. I'd hope that she comes in to help. I would even understand if the original actress doesn't want to come back. You just have her regenerate.
Yeah,
it's a different person playing Susan.
That's what I would assume they would do.
It'd be a bit of a shame, but I'd hope something like that would happen. Because my little theory, this is my little thing right now that I'm thinking, is there's a part of me that wonders if Ruby is
Susan,
the great grandchild of the Doctor. Like maybe she's Susan.
Or maybe her mother that was at the fucking church. That's the word. Was Susan. That is an interesting one. I like this theory.
Be a nice little cool nod. I don't know if it has much basis. I'm just saying that just because he mentioned his granddaughter, and there's a whole family dynamic thing, and it'd be nice because he doesn't have anyone, technically speaking. So it'd be nice to have Ruby be related to him.
Yeah,
it'd be nice. Whether it would change anything, I don't know.
No, it's an interesting theory though. I know there's also a theory that she's actually the Doctor's child, and it was Jodie who left her at the church. I've seen that one a few times because when you look at like the full body shot, she wears similar boots to what Jodie wore and whatnot. So people are like, oh, what if she's the Doctor? And I'm like, I feel like he would remember.
Yeah, you'd hope.
But then there's a whole when he saw her, he cried thing. And it's like, what's going on?
The storyline is that she gets her memory wiped a bunch of times, technically, so it works either way, I guess.
True. Interesting. Well, I guess we have to wait until the Legend of Ruby Sunday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That's why again, this is what I missed about Doctor Who is when you can just make theories, and it's not like I remember like there was a lot of theories with WandaVision, and some of them got out of control, so that when stuff didn't happen the way
people
they
got annoyed,
disappointed. So this is the stuff I liked back in the day when I was a kid watching Doctor Who, and you're just like, oh, I love making theories, and if they didn't pay out, so what?
Yeah,
like I'm not that bothered if Susan doesn't turn up. Like,
but it's a cool idea. It's when you're like, this would be a cool idea, but whatever they do, I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it.
Exactly.
As long as
I don't want to put
too
much pressure on them for a sci-fi show.
Exactly. We're just all here to have a good time.
Exactly. As long as it's a satisfying conclusion, we're all good.
Hey, oh god, Jeff. There's nothing worse than like a really boring season finale that just doesn't deliver on anything. You're like, I guess I'll just sit around and wait.
Sometimes you can never tell.
What if it's going to be good or?
Sometimes with Doctor Who, I always consider I personally always considered the Christmas specials as the last episode of that season, whereas
I think I've always done it as the first episode of the next season.
That's what the DVD box sets usually consider it, but I always thought of it the opposite. I was always like, right, because it's the last episode of that year, I consider that season over when the Christmas special ends.
Yeah,
because this one began with a Christmas special. It already kind of is going different from what I would have thought.
See, I've always been like on Doctor Who's side because I feel like the season finales always have a finale kind of vibe to it, and then the Christmas episode usually just has like a carryover kind of vibe to it, where it's like nothing really important from the last episode is vital, and it doesn't always set up the next season, but it is a nice transitional point. It's like Christmas Invasion is very much the start of a season because it's David's first episode. The Runaway Bride is very much a transitional episode, I think.
Well, it's tricky because the last episode of a season usually ended on a cliffhanger. The cliffhanger would get done on the Christmas special.
So you can see that as a
so the Christmas special never usually had a cliffhanger.
True.
So I always considered the cliffhanger's over when the Christmas special begins, and it ends like a bookmark. It ends. It's full stop.
Yeah.
Story is over. You start fresh when we come back.
But then a lot of shows, like Smallville is definitely one of them, did that thing where the finale would have it to be continued, and then the first episode of the next season would finish that story. Yeah. So it could be considered that way as well.
Probably, yeah. I've just always thought of the Christmas special as like the ending. So there is a point of this now that means, although there is a good, obviously, element that it will probably end with the season finale. I just don't know if they're going to do like old Rusty Davis, where they're going to have it end on a cliffhanger that will get sorted out in the next Christmas special.
True. But I always feel like, especially with Rusty Davis, is that the cliffhangers at the end of the season finale aren't usually something that's incredibly huge and vital. It's just kind of a case of, as David Tennant would say, what? And it would make you interested in watching it. It's never like a huge plot point that you're like, oh my god, what's going to happen? Unless it was the end of time, in which case that is very much, that was a finale.
Do you have a favourite cliffhanger?
What, favorite Doctor Who cliffhanger?
I know what mine is.
Oh, I haven't actually thought about this. There's so many good ones. I haven't even got to Matt Smith yet, and there's already so many good ones.
I'll tell you mine. Because
Yeah, you tell me.
mine's from the Capaldi episode from season 8, where he's just said goodbye to Clara, and it's kind of a sad ending because he thinks he's with her love of her life, and she thinks he's found Gallifrey, and they're both lied to each other, and it's just a very sad ending. And then you just hear a knock on the door, and you just hear a, "Doctor, you can't end it like that," and you're like, "What?" And then that's when Santa appears, and it's played by Nick Frost.
Yeah.
And it's just such a wacky ending that it gets me every time. And I fucking love that Christmas special.
I need to rewatch
the one
it.
that has Nick Frost in it. It's so good to me. And it's not everyone's favorite. I know some people that hate it. I just personally really love it. There's something about having Santa, because that, you know what? He's another one where they do magic, but they don't explain the magic.
True.
They explain it enough.
But I love it because during that phase, it was Peter's Doctor who's very much like, screw this, this is dumb. I don't like it. Hey, and I love that whole vibe about him. I love that he just hated cheery people. Like, his interactions with Santa reminds me of his Robin Hood episode, where it's just like, stop it! Just stop laughing at nothing. And I'm like, this is me. I see those clips and I'm like, this is me. I relate. This is why I like Peter Capaldi so much, because I resonate with the 60-year-old man.
Yeah.
But no, my favorite. I can't remember. I'm thinking like because when I like a cliffhanger when it's like something that makes me go, oh my god, I can't wait to watch the next episode. Yeah. I remember the first Cybermen episode, that cliffhanger, that was really good. The Age of Steel.
Oh yeah.
That was a good cliffhanger.
And all surrounded them, and you just
you're like, what? I love the Utopia cliffhanger was a good one.
Oh, the Utopia
with
one was
with the TARDIS disappearing.
Because you genuinely don't know how they're going to get out
Exactly. Of it. I remember when I was a kid and I was just like, oh my god. Sound of Drums, not so much. I can't remember the end of that episode. What was the end of that? Oh yeah, that's when the Toclafane come through. That was actually really good. That's a really good one. Yeah. But Utopia is just a bit better. Because, they've taken the TARDIS.
Yeah. TARDIS is gone, a new master's appeared. There's
exactly.
About to
Shit is about to go down.
Yeah.
I mean, they rectify it very easily, very quickly.
It's so funny because the minute the next episode begins, this shot, and you're like,
done.
Oh,
you're
okay.
Like, okay, but the cliffhanger was good. Season 3, I can't remember what the cliffhanger for the Human Nature was good. Plus, those 2 episodes are just really good episodes. I love those episodes.
I also loved the cliffhanger at the end of season 2 when you think a Cyberman's going to come out of the dome. And with
the Daleks. That was really good.
Doomsday's was such a big deal for me in that year. I remember, because that was the year that everyone had started watching Doctor Who at my school with me. Like, all my friends started watching it, and they'd watched season 1, and then I was like waiting for this season to end. And we knew that Rose was going to leave. We knew that Billy had said she was leaving.
Yeah.
We didn't know how, and then obviously the beginning of the episode.
This is the story of how I died.
And you're like, and you're like. You don't know how it's going to happen. You're like, right, big Cyberman, that makes sense because Cybermen were introduced halfway through that season, so this will be another Cyberman. And then 4 Daleks just come out of the tomb, and you're like, what's going on? It's the Daleks and Cyberman in one episode.
And then it came up with like the greatest dialogue ever for the next one.
Oh, yeah.
That whole scene, I love it. I'm just going through the seasons now of like really good cliffhangers. You would declare war on the Cybermen. We have 5 million units. How many are you? 4. You will destroy the Cybermen with 4 Daleks. We will destroy the Cybermen with 1 Dalek. You are superior of us in one way. And what is that? You are better at dying. Ooh, sick burn.
That whole scene is good. You can just memorize it because it's so sassy.
It's so good. But the great thing is it's the same guy talking to himself.
I know, it's just the one guy with a microphone having to have a whole conversation with himself.
I'm trying to think what other good cliffhangers. I'm just going through the seasons. Season 4, Science in the Library. That's a good cliffhanger. Is it a good cliffhanger? How did that episode end?
Yeah.
Oh, that's that. Hey, who turned off the lights?
That's when.
Donna Noble.
Donna has been saved.
Donna Noble has left the library.
Yeah.
I mean, her saying it over and over again drives me nuts, but the story itself.
Creepy as well, because it's just a head on a slab, and you're
like, it's weird. But that was a good cliffhanger. Turn Left, amazing cliffhanger with the whole Bad Wolf thing.
Yeah.
The Doctor regenerating.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal cliffhanger.
Yeah. Because again, they'd announced Matt Smith at that point, so we genuinely were like, "Oh my god, we're about to get Matt Smith already." I'm not ready for David to go. Like, no one was ready. We didn't know it was coming.
Very much out of nowhere.
Smart. They were very smart. They didn't give a next time.
Oh yeah, they didn't.
Ended it, and it said to be continued.
So good.
So you never got to see what happened to David until the end.
I remember being so happy when he didn't regenerate.
Yeah.
Like, oh, phew.
Yeah.
Matt, I'm trying to remember the Matt Smith to be continued. I can't remember half of them. I need to rewatch them. I haven't rewatched them that much. But I love the whole silence and the astronaut storyline. I don't know if that was over more than one episode. I feel like it was.
Yeah, see, that was season 6. Yeah, because the little girl regenerates. Well, that's certainly the end of the second episode. But like, the first episode ends with the little girl in the spacesuit.
Yeah.
And Amy's gonna shoot.
Oh yeah, so good. I love season 6. The beginning of season 6, I really enjoyed. I just love the whole America astronaut silence. The silence is so cool.
Solid 2 episodes. Yeah. Solid beginning to a season.
Yeah. For some reason, it feels like it was a 4-episode arc. It's only 2 episodes. And then you got good Matt Smith cliffhangers.
There was the one in the first season when Matt Smith in season 5 that I quite liked, where the TARDIS is about to explode, and it ends with him going into the Pandorica.
Oh yeah,
it just ends with him screaming. And again, that's another one that kind of gets resolved very quickly in the next.
Yeah, next episode, and it opens up, and you're like, and it's Amy, and you're like, okie dokie.
Yeah. But
his way of dealing it was very clever.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the one thing that Stephen Moffat did well, where I was really happy with how the time travel worked and explaining how we got to where we are.
That was really good. He's good at big overarching storylines and just being creative with time travel. I just remembered something and it left my brain as you were saying it. Nope, can't remember. Oh, that was it. The name of the Doctor. I know it's not really a cliffhanger, but when they introduced John Hurt as the War Doctor right at the end.
Yeah.
That was really good. That was a good episode.
Because that leads right into the 50th, and we were all like, oh my god.
Oh my god!
Again, something we didn't see coming, because we were just like, he's the what now?
Who's the what? So good. I also love that the whole dialogue, and it's like, I haven't seen him, I don't recognize him. It's like, I've seen all your faces. Like, no, you've seen the Doctor, but there was one man when he was not the Doctor. It's like, what I did for all, but not in the name of the Doctor.
Yeah.
So good.
Last scene.
I can't remember any of the Capaldi cliffhangers either, because I think I only watched Capaldi's run once, which is a shame because I really enjoyed him.
Yeah,
I should rewatch it.
Capaldi didn't have a lot that I can think of.
There were a lot of independent episodes. There weren't that many two-parts.
He did have a good few that were two-parters, but I don't remember the cliffhangers being that super memorable. They were enough to be like, all right, I'll watch the next.
He had that pyramid trilogy, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which I don't remember enjoying. No, because his whole being blind thing really annoyed me.
I mean, I just didn't think the episodes were that good. I mean, I didn't mind the blind thing at first, but not ones that I'll ever go back and rewatch all the time. I'll keep them on if I'm doing a rewatch, but I never go out of my way to watch them.
No. Yeah. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was good.
So yeah, that's our Doctor Who chat. At least, I mean, I'm looking forward to the next one.
We're definitely going to be talking Doctor Who again.
To midnight tomorrow, because I'm actually going to go see Furiosa after work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, that's the. We talked about that last week, didn't we? Or last episode, because you were looking forward to the Mad Max. I still need to watch the other ones.
I mean, at the very least, just watch
Fury Road. That's the one I meant.
That's the only one you really need to watch, because they're not. We don't know if the rest of them are canon. You know what I mean?
Because they've done that many.
Well, it's just that thing of every film kind of feels independent.
Yeah.
None of them really reference each other, and I think someone described it as they think the way you interpret these films is it's meant to be kind of talked around a campfire.
Oh, okay.
You're meant to be sitting around and being like, "What a desolate place this is," and then I heard the V8 engine. Here comes Max. So there is a kind of disjointedness to them. At least we know that with Furiosa, we know that's a prequel to Fury Road. We know how that plays out.
Yeah.
So that's why that's why you have to watch Fury Road at some point. Whether you watch it before this prequel, I don't know. I feel like you should, because you won't understand what some of the things are setting up, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. Or I could do it like I did Star Wars, watch the prequels first.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see how this film goes, because it's getting a lot of great reviews, and I love Fury Road. The stunt work that they get to do in those movies is fantastic.
There's so many movies that come out that I want to watch. It's I want to watch Fall Guy. I want to watch the new Planet of the Apes movie.
That's right.
I know for a fact the next movie I'm seeing in cinema will be Deadpool and Wolverine because I'm just terrible at getting to the cinema.
Yeah.
But there's so many movies I want to watch. I'm going to have to patiently wait for them all to come out on Sky Cinema or Amazon or whatever. I'll catch up. I'm slowly catching up. But no, I'm going to bring back something that we did a few times in our first episodes and we kind of stopped doing it. What are you doing right now? What's your geek thing?
So right now,
Besides Arrow,
I started playing Disco Elysium.
Okay.
But I haven't actually played that much of it since I started again, and I need to. They've brought out a new DLC for that Gigabash I was telling you about before.
Oh yeah.
So I need to actually download that DLC at some point. But mostly it's just been a lot of hell diving.
If it's still tickling that urge.
Oh, it's such a good game. I can't recommend it enough.
I will get around to it. I haven't turned my PlayStation 5 on in ages. That's going to have like a huge update when I turn it on. I can sense it.
What have you been playing recently?
Playing? Not
or doing?
A great deal. Season 3 of Superman and Lois came on BBC iPlayer. So I've been watching the crap out of that because I love that show. It's like probably my favorite. As I said last episode, it's probably my favorite version of Superman. He just, as Superman, as Clark, he just does it. He does it so well. It's so good. I mean, half the characters annoy me as hell. I hate his kids. Jordan drives me up the bloody wall. Jonathan's cool, but Jordan's annoying.
Well, this is why one of the things that put me off about the show is because like I'm so used to normal canon where like he only has one kid and it's John. It's John Kent.
And this one he has twins.
They've kind of amalgamated both of them into two separate kids, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, and it's annoying because if John had powers, he'd be so cool. But no, Jordan has powers, and he's so annoying with them. And it's like, I'm trying to like you, man. I'm trying to like you, but I'm more interested in the side characters than you.
Yeah.
But I love Clark, and he's just so Clark and so Superman. When he's Clark and when he's Superman, it's just there's a very distinct difference, and it's so impressive how he does it. And I'm like, yes, I love it. I think I've got 2 episodes left, and I'm not looking forward to it. I binged it at first, and then I realized I watched like 6 episodes really quickly, and it's like, right, I need to slow down now, otherwise I'm going to be up to date, and I don't want to be up to date because that means there's no more. But
there's only one more season after this, isn't there?
Yeah, they do. I think they're filming season 4 right now, and I think that is the last season because then
that's the last season because obviously they've got a new Superman movie they're coming out, so they can't have 2 Superman things, I guess.
Oh Jesus! Heaven forbid.
I know. And then they've got the cartoon that's coming out next month, I believe.
I really need to watch the Crisis on Infinite Earths movies. I just don't know where or how.
Yeah. But no, apart from that, I've only just been binging Arrow. As I said, I'm on series 3 now. I think I'm 5 episodes into season 3.
Nice.
And it's 4 for me where the dip comes in. But again, I'm hoping.
Yeah, it definitely dipped in 4. You just kind of ride that wave.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Let me know how
and
that
after
goes.
That, I mean, season 5 onwards, I did like. I didn't finish the last season because at that point I'd stopped watching it.
Same. I watched it up until Crisis, or up until then he died, and I was like, right, I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
but I've seen clips.
So I'm kind of hoping to go back into it. And there is little things that annoy me though that I'm already like not looking forward to because the first season has such a good start with him with like the beard and he's on the island and he fires the arrow and that's how the ship sees him. And then I'm pretty sure it's like season 5 they reveal that the beard was fake.
Yep.
And that
it was a wig.
He left the island for a bit. It was all a ploy to get discovered again. I'm like, wow, you've really butchered this because I really like the idea of him. Like,
on an island for 5 years, and he was that dishevelled. Yeah, but it's like, no, it was fake beard, fake hair. He literally just came back from Russia. You're like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Or China? No, I think he was in China at that point, wasn't he?
It's something like that. Yeah. Well, he's in China now, so I think it's Russia.
Oh yeah, he's in China, and then he went back, and then he went to Russia. And it's the fact that you get to the flashbacks, and at one point he's in Star City. You're like, the fuck?
Yeah. That's it. I don't mind a lot of the flashback stuff, especially the first 2 seasons.
Oh, the flashbacks in the first 2 seasons are so good.
Yeah. And I understand there's only so much you could do on the island. But at the same time, I'm just like, wow, you should have not taken him out here.
Slade in this flashbacks is so good. So good.
Slade.
Such good. Now I should kind of want to rewatch Arrow. Oh, I'm definitely going to restart that, and it's your fault. You're going to get a message from me in a couple of days saying I'm like 6 episodes in.
So I've been going to the gym recently, and like I was like fine with it. I was doing my workouts, but I could never find anything that I wanted to really. I tried to put on podcasts because I could never find like a music or like any kind of genre that I like to listen to when I was working out, and I was just listening to podcasts in the end until I've rewatched Arrow, and now the Arrow.
Oh yeah, you're
soundtrack
saying the
actually
Arrow.
really helps.
That's
The
cool.
rhythm in there actually really good for working out with.
I'll have to look into that. I need to get back to the gym, so when I do, I will listen to the Arrow soundtrack.
Yeah, someone's put like all the soundtrack into one playlist. I've just been fucking binging
Shuffle,
that
go.
while doing some workout. Yeah,
That's fair. I always struggle with what to listen to because sometimes I listen to my D&D podcast, sometimes I just listen to music. But then if the music kind of shifts drastically, it's like, it doesn't really work.
yeah.
So just trying
For
to find that
me,
balance.
it's like I listen to the podcasts that I like, but the problem is the podcasts are comedy podcasts. So the amount of times I'll be on a treadmill and then I'll be laughing, and I have to be like, don't
See,
laugh out loud.
That was
You're
my
gonna look like a
problem
crazy
with my
person.
D&D podcast, is that every now and then something really funny would happen and I'm like, right, I can't burst into laughter while I'm like repping something. Just smoke like an idiot and carry on.
Yeah.
Oh. Can I be a piece of shit? And then suggest ending the podcast.
Oh
early.
no, I think we've talked
I
enough
think
about it.
we've-
We covered our subjects.
We've ticked our
I need to make
boxes.
tea.
You need to eat some food and decide what you're doing for the evening. I need to like get ready for bed or something.
Yep.
Knackered. But no,
It was nice talking to you.
always a pleasure talking to you, Stephen. I always have a great time, always have a laugh and find some interesting stuff. It's always lovely to have people interacting with us. Thank you to my brother Josh. Thank you to Chris sharing his anime opinions. Thank you to your mother as always. I hope she catches up with all the Doctor Who chat and has some interesting insight to share with us at some point. And
Indeed.
Katie as well.
And Katie coming in.
All
hardbacks.
all the people are amazing, and we love you for saying hi and interacting with us. And on that note, we'll see you again on the next one. No idea what we're on about, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Goodbye, all you beautiful. Oh, I did it again. I can't do that. I accidentally got rid of your image. Sorry. Steven's back. We're leaving. Steven's on that side of me. We're leaving. Goodbye, everybody. Till the next time. Peace out.